I found this picture of my daughter when she was little and she was in the hospital, and I thought that it was very fitting for how my day went and for how my life goes sometimes. So a little bit about me, for those of you who don't know me, since we do have a lot of new people on the team. So first off, I'm married to Leon. He is one of the coaches on our team as well. He is a college sweetheart. We have 3 children, a 10-year-old son, a 6-year-old daughter, and then a 2-year-old crazy child. My life, basically, as I was a young adult, I had jobs ranging from anything from a waitress. I did life insurance, health interviews. You know, I was a nursing assistant. I had a lot of random jobs, but I never really found what exactly I wanted to do. And then once I finally made a commitment and wanted to go to nursing school, then I got pregnant with my daughter, Tristan, and that kind of threw my whole life, my whole plan for a whirlwind. She was born with a condition called gastroschisis, which is where your intestines are on the outside of your stomach, and had to have all of her small intestine removed, except about 10 centimeters. So basically her first 2 years we spent living in the hospital 3 hours away from our family. And it was, you know, basically a whirlwind. Our life was insane. I never got to see my husband. And it kind of just made us rethink what we wanted to do with our lives. And after I finally was able to go back to work, then I started working at a bank. That was, you know, just the first thing that I found as a job. And, you know, I did really well at it. I was promoted 4 times in 4 years and, you know, was really successful. But then after I had my 3rd child, I basically, you know, didn't want to do that anymore. I didn't want to be running around and never get to see my kids, or when I was with them, you know, I just wasn't enjoying my time with them. And so Monica, you know, was that amazing coach that she was and asked me 50,000 times to join her team, and I finally did it. And, you know, I was lucky enough to have a real passion in that and in my photography business. And I was able to quit my job last May. So I am extremely thankful for that. But as you can see, I have a kind of a crazy life and a lot going on the majority of the time. Sorry, my 2-year-old is currently trying to climb on me. Here, come on. Okay, so like I said, I have an absolutely insane life between, and I know that all of you guys can relate, between medical issues, doctor's appointments, having multiple jobs, being sick and tired, your family schedule, and my little wild child in the corner over there. They really keep me on my toes, and I am a prime example of how life does not always work out right. For example, today I spent the entire day in the hospital with my daughter, expecting to have surgery, and luckily she didn't have it today, but she'll have it this week sometime. So, I mean, life just happens, and it doesn't always work out how we have planned. So that's why me and Monica were talking about how it's ironic that I was leading this call, because as soon as I posted about it yesterday, we discovered my daughter was going to have to go to the hospital. So that's kind of the story of my life. So here's kind of my breakdown of why I think, go sit on the couch and watch it. Why I think that, or how, good tips on how to lead your business in the madness called life. The first one I would say is to have a positive mindset. Number 2 is being organized and always have a backup plan. And number 3 is going to be no excuses. So having a positive mindset. This applies to not just your Beachbody business, but to all areas of your life. One thing that my grandma always told me growing up was, don't borrow tomorrow's troubles. Don't focus on the what ifs, or, you know, things that could happen tomorrow, or the things that could happen if you mess this up, or if this doesn't work out. If you focus on the negative, then that's exactly what you're going to get in your life. Everyone, or most people, have some sort of issue, whether it's financial struggles, marriage issues, your challenge groups aren't working how you want, your coaches aren't listening to you, nobody can afford to buy a challenge pack, everyone keeps telling me no. But the thing is if you focus on those things and you go into your conversations thinking those things, then that's exactly what's going to happen. If you go into a conversation with a prospective challenger and you're thinking instantly they're going to tell me no, then your whole conversation is going to be based on them telling you no. And you're not going to get a yes out of it just because of your negative mindset. So what I want you really to do is to think of the positive of everything. What can you learn out of this situation? Yes, it sucked that me and my daughter had to go spend the day at the hospital and go sleep there last night, but I got to get all my work done today. So there's always something you can learn from it, there's something that you can improve on, and that's what you really need to look at whenever you are having a bad mind frame or having issues with something, is figure out what you can do to change that and how you can change your mindset. And this brings us to one of the biggest things that I have learned in my Beachbody business: personal development. There's a reason why Beachbody lists personal development in our 3 vital behaviors. And that is because it is one of the most important things that you should be doing in your business. This is a must-do, especially when you catch yourself being negative or struggling in your business. So I want you guys all to think, what area of your business do you need to change your mindset? Is it that you're worried about not being a good leader? Are you nervous to talk to your friends and family? Whatever it is, I want you to really think about what you're thinking negatively about this business. And then I want you to go look up a personal development book or some kind of personal development training that you can read or listen to help you fix this negative mindset. I promise you that if you struggle with something, there is some sort of book out there or training that you can listen to or read that will help you get out of that mind frame. The next one is be organized and always have a backup plan. Life isn't easy, and it is chaotic, and it flat out sucks sometimes. Life never goes how you think it's going to go, and that's just how it is, and that's just something that you kind of have to deal with sometimes. But if you have a plan, then more than likely you can still be successful. So one thing that I always tell my coaches and my challengers is the key to success is to have a plan. You have to be organized and you have to be intentional. And this goes for every area of your business and even every area of your life. If you're more organized and you're more intentional on what you're doing, then more than likely you're going to have more success with it. Also, you always need to have a backup plan. Life happens. There's nothing you can do about that. Things aren't going to work on your time. Your plans aren't always going to work out how you want them to do. So you should always have a backup plan.
Gianni,
So
did you put the garbage out?
Some examples that I put up for this are
Hold on, Jill, real quick. Hey, if you guys are just hopping onto the call, if y'all could make sure that you're muted so that we can keep recording without hearing all of the background noise, that would be great. I'm not sure who just hopped on. Okay. All right. Sorry, Jill. Go ahead.
No, you're okay. Okay, so for example, you may not have time to post live. I know that my life gets super crazy, and some days I know that I'm not going to be able to post throughout the day. So you have to learn how to schedule your posts. If you know that your challenge group is starting on a Monday after the holiday, then you need to start it early and have everything ready to go so that you're not rushing at the last minute and setting yourself and your challengers up for failure. We all know that our Coach Sneak Peek group starts the 3rd Monday of every month, so why wouldn't you invite and promote to that group in advance? Also, your power hour, your workout, personal development, and Shakeology should all be in your planner or on your schedule, just like your work schedule or your doctor's appointments or anything else that you have on your schedule. Sorry, that's typed twice. But that's because those things should be important to you if you want to have success in this business. And if you want them to be a priority, then you really need to schedule them out. Because if you don't, then more than likely those are going to be those first things that you forget to do. And then I want to know, what is your excuse? I know that you have one. If you want to have a successful business right now, today, then you need to throw every excuse that you've ever told yourself out the window. So here are some excuses that I know I've told myself, and even recently I have, and I've heard other people do the same. I don't have time. My kids are sick. I didn't get any sleep. We were so busy this weekend. Nobody can afford to buy a challenge pack. I haven't made a lot of money as a coach, so I shouldn't invite to coaching. I'm not ready to run my team, so why would I sign up coaches? My life isn't interesting. I didn't have time. Maybe this isn't for me, and nobody's responding. So if you've ever thought of these excuses in your head or said them out loud, I want you to throw them out the window. The only way to be successful in this business is to have no excuses. I don't care how busy you are, who's sick, where you went this weekend, or if you want to be successful, then you have to make it work. You have to make time for it. Maybe it's that you need to get up earlier. You need to go to bed later. Pass on going out, or, you know, skip going to different events or going to dinner with somebody. Sometimes you have to make sacrifices to get where you want to be. And I don't say this to be mean or that I don't care about your life or your issues, because like I said, I have many. But I'm speaking to myself just as well as when I'm saying this to you. I can tell you that every successful coach in this business got over that slump of making some money and having an okay business to being successful and reaching their goals by throwing out the excuses. Think of it this way. If you work a full-time job, do you think your boss would be okay if you told them every day for a week, well, I just got so busy I didn't do anything at all? No, you would get fired. That is not okay. So you have to look at your Beachbody business as if you are your own boss. Are you happy with the efforts that you're putting into your business? And if that answer is no, then that's fine. But now is your time to make a plan and make it more organized and put together a schedule so that you can be successful. But when you allow those excuses to jump on board, then that's when there's nothing you can do about it. You're just going to continue to get sucked into that big dark hole of excuses, and you'll never be successful. I know that when I finally dropped my big excuses that I had, that was when I kind of just saw the light. Like, okay, this is how I can be successful, is by not negative talking myself and not making up an excuse for everything. It's so easy to say, oh, I didn't have time today. Yeah, you did. Stop watching TV, or, you know, stay up an extra 30 minutes and send out those invites. Whatever it is, you can always find somewhere where you can make it work. Okay, so here is some homework that I have for you guys. Number 1, in what area do you need to change your mindset? And what personal development book or training are you going to read to help you fix this? Number 2, put together a plan to improve in one or more areas of your business. This can be the same as your negative mindset, but it might be something completely different. Either way is fine. But I want you to put together a plan on how to improve in that area, whether it's your challenge groups aren't going that well, or you're not recruiting as much as you'd like, whatever it is, and put together a plan for that. The next one is, what is your biggest excuse? I want you to write it down on a piece of paper, and then I want you to throw it away. And yes, I really want you to actually do that. And then I want you to write down a quote or a letter of encouragement for you to post somewhere that you'll see every day to remind you to drop those excuses. Because like I said, once you actually drop those excuses, that is when you will be most successful in your business. All right, that's all I got for you.